So now we are going to start with a very important topic again, and in the end, when I've taught you everything, I'll give you a sequence wise, entry and exit, right? So I'm just giving you everything bits and pieces, and in the end, I'm going to combine everything and make you create good trades, right? So I trade, basically this is my own discovery and this is where I trade. This is my experience of years, by which I have generated these 5 setups, and these are special StockPro setups. So what I'm going to tell you, there are 3 kinds of setups that I work upon. First one is called the trade from top, trade from bottom, trade of resistance, trade of support, and trade of 200 EMA breakout, right? I'm going to explain you one after the other, each one of them. And right now I'm not going to talk about entry and exit, right? Right now I'm not going to talk about entry and exit. Of course I will tell you, but how do you trade, that I'm going to tell you. In equity, future, and options, I'm going to tell you later, right? So we start with StockPro special setup. 5 special setups that I have designed. I'm going to run through each one of them one after the other with you. So the first one is, before I go on to those 5 setups, I want to tell you that for long-term positional trades, time frame will be 1-day chart, and for intraday time frame will be 15 minutes. So we're not talking about intraday, so ignore this. We will be having our time frame as 1 day. All right, so let's go on to the first slide. It's called trade from the top, right? I'm not telling you anything. Trade from the top means you will be selling it, right? So first 2 trades that I'm going to talk about will be trades for selling. Where can you sell? You can't sell in equity. If you want to sell it in equity, you have to trade it only in intraday, right? So it is basically, when you want to sell, it has to be future or option. So when I'm going to teach you how to trade in future and option, then I'm going to deal with it. But I'm just telling you the setup for trade from top. So the first point that you have to keep in mind is, the price is at the end of a significant uptrend. Means the price should go up, and there should be an end to this price. How do you get that end price? These candles are all green candles, and this candle should be giving you any of bearish reversal pattern. Means it could be a bearish engulfing, bearish harami, evening star, or dark cloud cover. Any of these 4-5 patterns, which are basically reversal patterns, should form. Then MACD should have a bearish crossover. That means MACD should have a bearish crossover. Means this is a slow moving line, and fast moving line should cut it from top to bottom. Let me just remove it here. So the stock is going up, and here a bearish reversal pattern has formed. And what about MACD? MACD should have a bearish reversal pattern, right? So bearish reversal pattern means something like this. The fast moving line should come from top to bottom, right? Just below this. And what about RSI? RSI should go from 60 to 40. This is 60 level. This is 40 level. So it should go from 60 to 40. And the price should come below 10 moving average. So this is a kind of confirmation, but the price should come below 10 moving average. That is a confirmation that it is a trade from the top, right? So what I'll do, I'll take you to actual market, and I'll show you where do we see the trade from the top, right? Clear trade from the top. I'll show you. It could be in stock, it could be in Nifty, it could be anywhere, right? So the trade from the top, first and foremost, it should show us some kind of a bearish pattern. So you can see that this is price rejection at the top, and it's a pin bar that's being formed, right? And then MACD crossover, RSI crossover, and see here the price has come down. Price has drastically come down, right? Let's see. Let's take up somewhere else, maybe here. right? So it has to be absolutely a clear pattern, right? The bearish engulfing candle should form, and see here there's a huge price rejection here on by this candle. MACD crossover, RSI crossover, and the price has come down, right? I'll just mark it for you. This is where you see a trade from the top, right? And price has finally come down. I'll show you many other places and many other trades. One I remember is in Hindalco. Very beautiful trade. You will be able to see clearly. See here, this is bearish engulfing pattern, MACD crossover, RSI crossover, and this gives you a beautiful trade from the top, right? Here, right? Bearish engulfing, MACD crossover, RSI crossover, and you get a beautiful trade. Okay, let's see further back if I could get something here. There is also, you can see this particular candle is a bearish engulfing candle, right? You can see this candle, this particular candle is a bearish engulfing candle, this one. MACD crossover, RSI crossover, and the stock has come down from here drastically, right? So these kind of trades are called trades from the top. These are called the trades from the top. When I go to the options, I'll tell you that how do you really trade using futures and option. Look at this trade. Which candlestick pattern is this? This is bearish harami, right? This candle is a bigger one. The candle out here is within the body of the previous candle, and see here MACD crossover, RSI crossover, and the stock has come down, right? Hope you are understanding this bit. This is a bearish harami, this is MACD crossover here, and this is RSI crossover, and hence you see this massive downfall, right? Hence you see this massive downfall, right? Anywhere, for that matter, anywhere, anytime you find this, like this is a bearish engulfing, here also bearish engulfing, but price bounced back from here. Bearish engulfing, when the candles pierce the 10 moving average, that is when you are sure about the trade. MACD crossover, RSI crossover, and see it has fallen down. Let me show you a few more trades. I have seen it in Apollo tires as well. So Apollo tire trade was right here. I mean, this is 4th of April. I want to show it to you somewhere here. January. This is 10th of January. And if you put, pivot points, you will see that it is experiencing a resistance from pivot point as well, So see here, it tried to go up, but bearish engulfing and 3 days resistance, right? 3 days resistance, and then MACD crossover, RSI crossover, and the stock has fallen down, right? Stock has fallen down. See here, again, almost like that, bearish, it's a bearish harami, and MACD crossover, RSI, it's not a very, very clear trade, but definitely the market has come down. Let me take you to in Nifty. You can definitely be able to see good trades in Nifty happening following the same pattern, right? So see here, MACD crossover, RSI crossover, MACD crossover, RSI crossover, and price, see, this is almost like a bearish engulfing candle, and the next day doji, and then the spinning top, and then candle coming below the 10 moving average, and how Nifty has fallen from there to here. Look at another trade here. Bearish engulfing, MACD crossover, RSI crossover, and the prices have come down, right? So you will be able to find beautiful trades. See here, bearish engulfing, again a bearish engulfing, MACD crossover, RSI crossover, and see such beautiful trades. There is no discrepancy at all. Go short, sell Nifty future. When you see this happening, sell Nifty future, right? Then see out here, again similar kind of a trade, bearish engulfing, MACD crossover, but you have to wait for RSI to cross. This place RSI crosses and you can go short, right? So these are all beautiful trades from the top. These are all beautiful trades from the top, right? These are all selling trades, clear, neat, clean trades, right? You can look into any of the stocks you will find. I remember it happening in TCS. So I have traded that particular stock. I'll show you how I traded, that I'll show you later, but first look into this trade. Beautiful resistance from the pivot point, bearish engulfing, tweezer top, MACD crossover, RSI crossover, beautiful fall. There is no other confirmation that you need for such kind of a trade, right? Such kind of a trade. Look at this. Bearish engulfing, this candle is a bearish engulfing, MACD crossover, RSI crossover, see the beautiful fall, right? So this is straight from the top. Look at this trade here. Tweezer top and bearish engulfing, MACD crossover, RSI crossover, and see the fall that has come. They will never defy you, but the clear trades have to be clear. Like there can't be any discrepancy in the trade. See this trade. MACD crossover, divergence, it should cross over with divergence. There should be a gap between black and the red line, and then there's a resistance, then there's a tweezer top, and then bearish engulfing, and see how the stock has come down, right? Never they will defeat you. This is almost like a morning star pattern confirmation here by the third candle, MACD crossover, RSI crossover, and see how it has fallen down, right? This is all trades in one single stock, which is TCS, just in one single stock. Let me show you trade from the top in VEDL as well. So VEDL also had such beautiful trades, trade from the top. Look at this morning star, right? MACD crossover, RSI crossover, and then finally when RSI goes below 60, you can see the fall happening, right? You can find out such trades in all the stocks. Everywhere you will be able to find such beautiful trades, right? Everywhere you will be able to find such trades. Fine. So what I'm trying to tell you here is identification of the trade is very, very important. So where else do I remember Voltas? I remember Voltas. So Voltas also had given beautiful trades here. See, I'll show you. I have traded into it. This trade, can you tell me which trade is this? This is a bearish harami, right? It's a bearish harami, MACD crossover, RSI crossover. Confirmation comes somewhere here in this candle. And from here, from 633, it has come down to 590. Good downfall one has experienced. A trade that I traded, like where I've traded it was in last June sometime I have traded, 2017 I have traded. See here, July, June, I have traded in the month of June. MACD, RSI crossover here, and please remember the time frame has to be 1 day. It cannot be less than 1 day. Remember that always, right? Remember that July, May, June is somewhere here, right? So here, this was the trade, MACD crossover, RSI crossover, and here you see this small little, like it was just experiencing a resistance, and this is a bearish engulfing pattern if you see here. And after that market, this particular stock has come down. This is Voltas, right? It's a tiny bearish engulfing, but still it is bearish engulfing, so showing this in sentiments. And the market has come down from here. It was at about 340, it came down to 300. 40 points drop is a huge value, right? So what I expect from you guys is that you have to at least fine-tune your eyes with the trades that are happening. Find out every stock you scan through, how are they behaving? How are they behaving when there is a bearish sign appears, right? See here, Voltas. This is a bearish harami, MACD crossover, RSI crossover, and see the beautiful fall, right? If you recognize such patterns and you trade in them, you can mint money without any emotional involvement, right? See here, tweezer top, bearish engulfing, and MACD, RSI crossed right here. And see, this is the fall you can expect from 336 to 304. Good, amount of value you can create here. Beautiful trades, two beautiful trades. See here, bearish engulfing, MACD crossover, RSI crossover, and the stock has fallen down, right? Beautiful trade, very, very beautiful. There's no discrepancy. Similarly out here, MACD concentrate here and on the candlestick pattern. So MACD RSI crossover, yes, RSI is very, very important. You have to be careful about that. And see here, when the candle forms below the 10 moving average, you have an opportunity for go short, right? Where can you short? Not in equity. It has to be futures, a stock of future, or it has to be option. Now see here, bearish engulfing candle here, MACD crossover, RSI crossover, and stock has come down from here to here. So many places you will find trade from the top. Trade from the top. I can show you somewhere in Tata Steel. Tata Steel, I saw very beautiful trade forming here. Look at it. Which candlestick pattern is this? It is bearish harami. There is a ceiling at the top. It's not being able to cross 793. Bearish harami, MACD crossover, RSI crossover, and see the fall that the stock has experienced. Very beautiful drop, right? Similarly out here, MACD crossover, RSI crossover, and here it's like a morning star. When the candles pierce 10 moving average, goes short, goes, sell the stock. Okay, so you have various, like you can see it anytime, it's a bearish it's a bearish harami candle, and see how the stock has come down, right? Here, trade from there's a little confusion here. There's a little confusion here, but definitely stock has honored what the technical setup promises. MACD crossover, RSI crossover, stock has come down from 418 to about 385. Sure short trade, right? Only thing is you have to fine tune your eyes. You have to find out such beautiful trades. Keep tracking them. See here again, it's a resistance to 200 moving average, bearish harami, MACD crossover, RSI crossover, and the stock has come down, right? Identify them, then I'm going to tell you how do you trade in them. Look at this beautiful trade. Look at it, tweezer top, bearish engulfing, MACD crossover, RSI crossover, and the stock has come down. So where is RSI crossover happen? At this point. So this is where you could have taken an entry. At this point, you can sell it at about 544 and buy back at 498, right? Trade based on only and only technical setup. You will never be defeated, right? So this is Tata Steel. You can find out such trades in any of the stock, right? You have to keep looking at the stocks and keep finding it out what is happening in each of them. So what is this? Which candlestick pattern is this? This is dark cloud cover. The stock opened gap up and it closed almost within the 50% of the previous bullish candle, solidly bullish candle, right? And see here, MACD crossover, RSI crossover, and this is how the stock has fallen down. Hugely the stock has fallen down. So these are, see here, beautiful trade. This is bearish engulfing candle, MACD crossover, RSI crossover, and the stock has come down. So start using this and you will find beautiful trades happening, right? And look at it. Which trade is this? Which pattern is this? This is bearish harami. Even this is bearish harami, right? And see why we didn't enter into at this place, because RSI has not what I wanted to tell you here, that RSI